Bayan sa bayan olbat si bayan. Bayan sa bayan olbat si bayan.
Mommy, I hungry. My belly real hurting.
Boy, look now. You better go and fill a bucket and look to bed and get your last in school. You will get a box lunch or a breakfast when you reach in school.
But I hungry now.
With the belt, with the belt. You better hurry up. Because if you miss that free maxi, you're going to have to walk and for sure you're going to miss school breakfast. That means you're going to have to stay hungry until lunchtime. It's a year now. You're good for nothing, father. Edge up a cent to help me mine all year. I don't know why the police don't lock him up for paying maintenance. Listen, you better don't go to school. Forget our school thing. You see that? Forget it. All them little boys and them in the area just be hustling up by the scrap iron yard. I want you to go up there today and see if you can make a little hustle and put a little 100 in my hand by this evening to make some groceries.
But ma, my teacher say you had to come in school and pick up my report book. She say I'm real improving in my work.
Hello. You don't study them thing right now. You ever eat stew, report book, and rice? Hey, report book can't put food on the table. It's $5 out of mine, and I'm working away. So get to the last in that scrap iron. Yeah, today we go see about that report book and that teacher thing some other time. Yes.
Bayan sa bayan olbat si bayan.
Socioeconomic status. SES typically relates to an individual or family's status within a given social hierarchy. Hattie 2009. SES often reveal inequities in access to resources, plus issues related to privilege, power, and control. Sirin 2005 notes that the definition of the triparty nature of SES that incorporates parental income, parental education, and parental occupation as the three main indicators of socioeconomic status.
For the justification of why we chose low SES as a topic, we chose low SES because of the following reasons. We are located in 4 schools which cover 3 distinct educational districts within the country. With each of our schools, we realized that we all contain students who fell within the low SES bracket. Research into the academic performance of these students mentioned above showed that for each school, over 65% of these children scored below 40% overall at the end of term. Research also showed that the TIMSS report stated that there was an increase in the academic achievement gap between high and low SES students in over 13 countries. Statistics obtained from CSEC data also indicated that for the denominational schools or prestige schools, where the number of low SES children is lower than in the government schools, the percentage of students who scored over 5 subjects in the denominational schools was over 70%, whereas for the government schools, it was less than 45%. The first foundation area which we looked at was psychology. In psychology, there were 2 theories which I chose to focus on. First theory being Vygotsky's theory of social interaction, which states that children learn as a result of their social interactions with adults. Therefore, the better adult support or scaffolding that the adult provides, the better the child learns and develops. The second theory I looked at was Gardner's theory of multiple intelligence, which states that people perceive and understand the world differently, and hence there are 9 types of intelligence, which may be highlighted in different academic results. Some of these areas include maths, arts, and music. Globally, Anna K. Chmielewski found that socioeconomic status achievement gap was increasing in the United States, Malaysia, and South Korea. This research was further reinforced by Saw in 2016, who found that an increase in the academic achievement gap in maths and science between low SES children whose parents did not attend post-secondary school as compared to mid to high SES children whose parents did attend post-secondary school. Regionally, in southern Belize, Herman Verez Jr. Gomez and Osho in 2017 found that school and neighborhood socioeconomic status had the greatest impact on student academic achievement. Palacio and company also found that in Southern Belize, the mean mark of low SES students was 219.76, and for high SES students was 232.14. Locally, Rose Osuji, in a PhD study done on the effect of socioeconomic status on educational achievement of Form 5 students at GC level, found that upper SES students attain an average of 5.7 subjects, whereas middle SES students attain an average of 3.87 subjects, and low SES students attain an average of 2.6 subjects. It was also found in this study that school SES played a significant role in academic achievement, where 2 boys denominational schools attain an average of 2.87 and 2.5 subjects respectively. 2 denominational girls schools both attain an average of 5.3 subjects, whereas the government school attained an average of 1.76 subjects at GC level. These results show that both home SES and school SES had significant impacts on student academic performance. Based on the research highlighted before, upper SES children have better scaffolding than low SES children. This includes financial, academic, and health and wellness scaffolding. This simply means that due to upper SES homes having greater disposable income, they can afford to provide more quality support for their children, and this increases their children's ability to learn. Lewandowski's social interaction theory also points out that high SES parents who are educated beyond secondary school are able to teach and communicate with their children in a manner which is used in the current academic system. This results in these children adapting faster in school and learning at a faster rate. Lewandowski's theory can also be used to explain school SES, which has been shown to greatly impact the academic performance of children. This is because children sometimes adopt the learning habits and attitudes of their schoolmates. With respect to Gardner's theory of multiple intelligence, Rose Osuji stated that the educational system is selective and elitist, therefore only favoring certain intelligence types. Also, the use of standardized testing has many shortcomings when it comes to assessing multiple intelligences. Parents who are well educated can better prepare their children for the type of learning they encounter in the academic system. Thus, these children have an advantage over low SES children and can learn at a faster rate when compared to the low SES counterparts.
Let us now consider the impact of low SES on student academic performance from the sociological perspective. Sociology allows us to investigate the effect that low SES has on the social institution of education and the society. The National Center for Education Statistics reports that the United States has a high dropout rate among persons 16 to 24 years of age. The effects of such will be felt in society. In an effort to mitigate these effects worldwide, international entities such as UNICEF and others monitor equity in education. These efforts have resulted in the Education for All Declaration of the Jomtien Conference of 1990 and the Dakar Conference of 2000. Regionally, the colonial injustice of extremely limited access to education for the enslaved has left a legacy. Commonwealth Caribbean, in particular, continues to experience the perpetuation of social stratification from as early as entry to secondary school. Aware of the effects this oppression can have on society, governments continue to grapple with the task of education reform as it seeks to provide equitable systems of educating its citizens. Locally, inequity in education via socio-economic status seems to be historically entrenched. The College Exhibition Award of Colonial Trinidad and Tobago has given way to a high-stakes secondary entrance examination. The entrance exam reinforces social strata, limiting social mobility for the disadvantaged. Policies emerged from the 2005 Vision 2020 Draft National Strategic Plan and the adoption of Education for All initiatives of Jomtien 1990 and Dhaka 2000. These policies saw successive Trinidad and Tobago governments implement measures to mitigate the effects of low SES. These included provision of selected school textbooks for rent, transportation to and from rural areas, and meals for disadvantaged children. The impact of low SES is seen in educational inequity. The inequity arises because of the deficits that then occur for the student. These are social deficits. Children from low SES households have been observed to lack the skills to connect and network with members of society in ways that promote their success.
In this section, the impact of low SES on students' academic performance will be discussed from the health and family life perspective as it compares the achievement gap between students from the low SES and middle and high SES brackets. In the 1990s, there was a need for the education systems in the Caribbean to respond to changes in children's behavior that was putting their life and health at risk. CARICOM, UNICEF, and PAHO activated the process to accomplish that outcome in the primary and secondary schools. They outlined 4 thematic areas: sexuality and sexual health, self and interpersonal relationships, eating and fitness, and managing the environment. HFLE is a comprehensive life skills-based program which focuses on the development of the whole person. On an international level, HFLE seems to pose issues among the low SES students population. In 2014, the high school dropout rate was highest in low-income families as compared to high-income families, according to the National Center for Educational Statistics. Low SES and its associates, lower educational achievement, poverty, and poor health ultimately affect our society. Research indicates that children from low SES households and communities develop academic skills slower than children from higher SES groups. That is according to the American Psychological Association. Regionally as well, even with the introduction of HFLE, many Caribbean countries are showing proof that there are achievement issues in academia among the low SES students. As an extract from the UNICEF Situation Analysis of Jamaican Children 2018 points out, Jamaica has made gains with regards to its obligations to promote access, quality, relevance, and equity in education, but gaps remain. Most of Jamaica's children have access to publicly funded education. However, many are affected by poverty and its attendance effects, resulting in less than desired participation, lack of progress, chronic underperformance, and in some cases, even the failure to complete their education. Here in Trinidad, a study done by Nafisa Siddiqui 2016 suggested the same. as she conducted a quantitative research with a sample of 290 primary school students from a total of 10 schools within the St. George's East Education District. Here she showed that socioeconomic status was the strongest predictor of academic achievement. Also, from a study done in 1976 by Rose Osunji, the effect of socioeconomic on the educational achievement of Form 5 students in Trinidad. She said, factors contributing to students' success in the GCE examination were firstly school and secondly social status of origin. These two variables, schools and SES, when considered singly and in combination with other variables, had significant effects on educational attainment.
In the foundation area of language, James Paul G. has stated that discourse analysis considers how language enacts social and cultural perspectives and identities. Discourse analysis is the study of language in use and aims to understand how language is used in real-life situations. G identified two types of discourses: the little d discourse, which is language in use and is manifested through speech acts such as directives, commissives, declaratives, and so on. The big D discourse is a combination of language in use with actions, interactions, objects, tools, technologies, beliefs, and values. On an international, regional, and local level, discourse has been used to affect the academic achievement of low SES students through discourses of inclusion, strategies or policy making, and using language in use for perlocutionary effect through the use of speech acts of care and support by administrators and teachers. Some of the main drivers of change through discourses of inclusion were the Convention on the Rights of the Child at the United Nations General Assembly in 1989, as well as the Salamanca Statement of UNESCO 1994, which mandated the inclusion and equality for all students, including the marginalized or disadvantaged students, such as students of low SES. In a history of the educational policies of Trinidad and Tobago, the colonial period secondary education was designed for the intellectual and economic elite. Post-colonialism, Sunarayan Singh termed the new sector schools, which were built to facilitate the lower classes of the society. These new sector schools resulted in what can be termed the school socio-economic status. Osuji, 1977, determined that a child's success at school depends to a large extent on the type of school attended and secondly, the type of home he comes from, with the former being the school deriving its character and influence from the latter. Therefore, the school's SES equalizes the effect of a student's individual SES. Kutnick, 2000, found that once a student gains entry into a top school, the social class differences became non-significant. These findings highlight that schooling in Trinidad and Tobago is not equitable, as found by our scholars Delisle, Smith, and Jules.
We would like to end our presentation by a quote by D. Osserman from an article titled Not Just Any Path. The quote says, research has also shown that the impact of low SES on academic achievement can in fact be positive. Students from such backgrounds can persist despite their difficult circumstances to achieve favorable academic outcomes.